Good morning, it's Barbara. Earlier today than usual. It says it's raining. It doesn't look like it's raining. Maybe that does say forecast. I actually saw the sun trying to get through the clouds. We'll see. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. That first cup of coffee. So, I think I've given Dennis my sinus thing, which is a shame. He woke up this morning saying, ugh. He knew something was up last night. He went to bed a little early, took his temperature, just wasn't right, and this morning he says, I think I got your thing. So that's a drag. He was going to take over to the doctor. I think maybe I'll reschedule Aura's appointment. It's just to follow up, but I still have it. Dennis is getting it. Nobody should be in a closed car with her like us. Now, Kim was supposed to come today, was thinking of coming today, and she said, I know Mom has a doctor's appointment. I could take her. I said, oh, no, Dennis wants to take her. Come tomorrow. But Dennis did want to take her, so I think we'll just reschedule. Like I said, it was just a follow-up and things are fine, so that's good. So my package did not come yesterday. I've been dying to try my Tunisian crochet. So last night at like 7 o'clock, when I was just sitting there saying, I wanted to do crochet tonight. Of course, I could work on my blanket, of course, and I could do a million things. But you know how I am. So I went to Michael's. And I'm glad I did. Their Christmas stuff is 70% off. I got 2 of these. They're both exactly the same, but I'm going to paint names in there, Isabel and Samantha, and I'm making them, I'm making them Advents next year. I'm assuming there's nothing in this. Anyway, was regularly $70, so I got it for 21. I got 2 of them. I got other Christmassy things too, but I can't show you those because Megan watches this. We start buying for our advents before our advents even arrive, and there are other from last year. I also had been wanting to do some things with watercolor brushes, pens, and anyway, so I got these. It turns out it was buy one get one half price, so I'm glad I got 2. And I got watercolor paper for the girls because they used up all my paper last time, and I have a bunch of paper for them. Couldn't find it. But the reason I went was for a Tunisian crochet hook. Now, this was the smallest one I could find, and I was thinking that I wanted a small one. But when I got home and started watching my video, because I said I was going to make a headband, well, I'm watching, I think, TJ Yarncraft channel on YouTube. I will put a link to it below. I really like her, and she had the very basic beginner's Tunisian video that I watched, and some of you have recommended her. And then she had a ear warmer, first project ear warmer, which of course I was saying I was going to do a headband. And she was using a bigger hook than this. This is 5 millimeters, and it seems so huge to me, but of course I'm using fingering weight yarn on my blanket. I did Tunisian crochet last night. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's in the bag. I just went up and grabbed one of my scraps that was not fingering. And look at my Tunisian crochet. It's not great. I'm having a little trouble figuring out where to put the hook. You know, I mean, she shows it. But the yarn she used was kind of light, so it wasn't. And I'm obviously not getting it in the same spot every time. But look what I did. I'm going to have a headband. I don't know. Well, I might not. I don't know if I have enough yarn. It was just a scrap. I think this might have been what Christy used to do her granny squares. Anyway, the headband that she used, she was using worsted weight yarn that she in her pattern, and she was using a 6.5 millimeter hook. Now, and I'll tell you the truth, I do not know what size hooks I got. They only had 2 Tunisian crochet hooks that go with the Lika interchangeable set, and I bought both of them. So, I'll see what size I end up with. But, I did Tunisian crochet last night. Crazy, right? It's a really nice pattern. It's actually not nice on the back too. It's very interesting, and I would not have, I mean, looking at this, I might have thought it was some kind of a knit stitch. But it's quite dense. Maybe because I'm using too small of a hook, I don't know. But anyway, I sat there and did Tunisian crochet last night. So I got to take pictures. I'm holding it up here. This is going to be my thumbnail. I need to take pictures of it and put it and enter the new to me make along that everybody's doing. Not everybody, but a lot of people are contributing prizes and things. And I've got to catch up on my vlogs, my podcasts. I'm behind, but I did Tunisian crochet, and I have a third of a headband. And I'm going to keep going on it, and I'm going to turn it into a headband, even though it's not very good. But it's a headband. It'll be fine. So anyway, so that's what I did last night. I went out, and I'm like, forget it. I'm getting this. I'm not waiting any longer. And now I'm not so impatient for my package to come. But I will keep working on this. So anyway, so yeah, I think it's like TJ Yarn Craft. Tony, her name is. And I just like her manner and the way she, you know, well, I've only watched 2 of her videos, to be honest. But I like them both. And I made a headband. Anyway, so there you go. Other than that, yesterday, just puttered around the house. Oh, our head company yesterday, her friend Nancy Baylor came and visited with her. So, you know, we did a little straightening up. But then, because of my cold, she kind of pretty directly went upstairs with Aura. And very directly, actually, now that I say that. I don't think she got past the front foyer, because she came in the front door, and Aura had been playing the piano, so she was right there, and she got on her chair, and they went upstairs. So brought them coffee and biscotti, and they visited for a couple of hours, and it was really nice. And Gary came Monday, and Kim's coming tomorrow, so she's getting a lot of visitors. Let's just say we're having more people in our house than is typical. Besides the holidays, which brought the family, now we're having more people in the house. And now we're sick. I don't know how I got sick. I'm only going to the grocery store. Very occasionally. Well, I went to Michael's. But I wear a N95 mask. So, I don't know. But if this is a cold, it could have been from touching things. I'm not I don't put hand sanitizer on my hands all the time and stuff like that. So, Who knows? Anyway, now Dennis is dead. Poor Dennis. Yeah, I think I'm gonna reschedule Aura. Unless she insists on going, which she will not. Tunisian Crochet. Now, actually, well, I'm going to keep going on this and make my headband, but then I'm going to take this same hook. This is a Coates & Clark hook. It was like $4. I'm not saying I love it, but it's got a pointy enough top that you can get into the stitch. And I'm going to try it on some fingering weight yarn and see how it does. In fact, I might not wait to finish that headband, because the nice thing about crochet is I just put a stitch marker, well, a progress keeper right on my stitch, voila, and it's easy to tear back. There are things about crochet. When I first decided I wanted to use the yarn, because you've heard my story before, I started knitting because I wanted to own the gorgeous yarn, which is why I don't feel terribly guilty about my stash, because the stash was the point. The knitting was the excuse. And then, of course, I ended up loving knitting, and I'm loving, this is my Paloma sweater, by the way, Espace Tricot. It's got a little detail down the shoulder and down the arm. I've changed the arm. I made it elbow length, and it was sort of a long sleeve bell shape, but otherwise free pattern. I ended up loving knitting, as you know, and I picked knitting over crochet because I liked the look of the garments, knit garments, much more than I liked the look of the crocheted garments. Up until I became a crafter, a yarn crafter, I wasn't a big fan of granny squares, and I'm not a big fan of granny square clothing. It's quite the posh thing these days. But hold on, my latest thing is now I'm sneezing, and every time I sneeze, Pearl gets up and leaves. She gets up and leaves the room. I guess she disturbed Maisie. Maisie goes on the deck, so Maisie's coming back in. Yeah, now she's coming back. She gets up and leaves the room. When Dennis sneezes, she goes to him like, "Are you okay?" When I sneeze, she gets up and leaves the room. So yeah. Anyway. Lately, my point is, the crochet patterns, the crochet designers have been designing really beautiful crocheted garments that in no way resemble granny squares. And I don't even know why, I've changed my opinion. I love the snowflake or star snowflake jacket that Leslie made for her Christmas. She was doing, and they're kind of granny squares. But I think it was a snowflake pattern. I love that. And in fact, I thought, I wonder if I could make those snowflakes. Excuse me. Because I really like that. And I think that would be kind of a fun project. Well, she had fun with it. Kind of a fun project, because you could just pick up and just do one if you had a little bit of time, and just make progress and get a pile and then put them all together. Anyway, my point is that I'm becoming more and more interested in crochet. And then this whole Tunisian crochet thing, and the fabric. And, the fabric is so lovely. And I just love the way, and this is the simple stitch, like the simple Tunisian crochet stitch. Yeah, I'm going to get some fingering and see. So I'm thinking that, maybe I could crochet. Well, Christy, one of her things that she wanted to do, that she did over her Flossmas, was try something new, things that she wanted to try, and one of them was the granny square. And it got me thinking that, you know, crochet has been on my list. I don't know why I started with Tunisian crochet. I have no idea. I just got a bug up my butt. But anyway, so thinking about crochet in a way that I hadn't been before. But I am really enjoying crocheting on my blanket. But I'll tell you the truth, when I have seen crochet patterns, crochet charts, I'm like, So, now I'm rambling about crochet. But since I got pens yesterday, you might know that I've also been thinking about drawing and trying to come up with a plan that will get me drawing a little bit. I made Christy a birthday card that I think turned out cute, and you know, and I made my Christmas cards, and I was really happy with those. So I've never thought of myself as an artist, you know, and so I only made like one sculpture when I was doing clay, and it was an assignment, and I like it a lot. He is one of my favorite pieces. But I always wanted something practical that you could use, you know. So, I mean, I don't even think about making like wall hangings, you know. I don't know, I'm rambling. Anyway, making cards makes me happy because they're practical. I can use them, I send them, as opposed to the pictures I was painting, which are all in a pile, not even framed. Yesterday when I did my vlog, and I had to put something behind the names of all the winners, and congratulations to all the winners. I went through my phone and found some pictures of mine, and I did my Irish rocks. That was from a picture that Lisa had sent me that you may recall 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when I did like 5 versions of that same picture. This was my favorite version, number 4. Version number 4 was my favorite. And I had this series of rocks that I painted. I was going to put pictures up, and, you know, I didn't do any of that. I don't know where I'm going with this. But that's why I like knitting, because I end up with sweaters and socks and things that I wear. It's a practical skill. And, yeah. I don't think I could ever be a sculptor. I love sculpture. I admire sculptors. It's, you know, it's just, yeah. Well, maybe when I get over that hump, if I ever do that, I can think of myself as an artist. Then maybe it'll be okay. I don't know. This is a weird conversation to end my vlog with today. And I'm going really long because I'm really rambling. I'm so sorry. I'm a work in progress. I know I'm never going to be finished. But even though I'm sneezing and sending my dog out of the room, I'm feeling better. Doesn't feel like it's gone into my chest. I didn't cough as much last night. And yeah, and my arm is feeling better. It's still a little bit sore, but it is, you know, maybe all the sitting around and not doing anything that I've been doing has helped it. We'll see how Tunisian Crochet does for it. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.